Hi, and welcome to Shorts That Are Not Pants Festival, virtual this year in 2020. I'm here with Pooyan Sedghi, producer of Funfair. How are you, Pooyan?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer a few questions. Funfair is one of my favorite this year, and I thought it was brilliant, emotionally powerful, and also at the same time talking about a lot of very strong themes. And to start with, I was thinking that you could tell us a little bit more about the casting process and how it was to cast the young child as well, Artie, who's really brilliant in this.
We have started the negotiations and also the meetings with Kave around 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, at an office of our friend, and we discussed about the screenplay, the plan, his plan for distribution, his plan for producing, and also his plan for casting. Uh, I read the screenplay the day after that, and we agreed to get on board to start the production process, actually the pre-production and then the production. A couple of months after that, Surush Saidi, other producer of the film, joined us, who is also our main actor in this movie. Uh, we are actually three producers, me, Surush Saidi, and Kaveh Mazavari, who is also our director. And then after the process started, the pre-production process started, we actually mainly Kaveh started to interview parents and also their children, who are also our pre-planned targets for this Artin role.
Artin, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
wonderful. He's such a great actor, and that perfect scene as well when he's that ending where he's pushing his mom is just so gripping. And I was wondering as well if you could tell us a bit more about the intention, because to me it seemed a bit like a warning about the next generation and how confusing reality and fantasy can be. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Uh, I think this topic that we made this movie for, and we actually covered Sepide Nagian, Sepinut Nagian, who is also co-author of the screenplay, tried to tell us about the importance of how we are dealing with our children and in a daily life, which seems unimportant and on the they're undermining their relationship with their children, and they are not paying close attention to what they are trying to tell them, trying to kind of I'm trying to find the exact word to express my what I'm thinking. Uh, this is showing how how their parents trying to and actually have to deal with their children. Artin is insisting that he wants to go to the fun fair, and their parents, they're just undermining him all over the process of this time that we are watching over the film. And uh, he's kind of playing game over the tablet that having uh, just we are hearing the sounds of the effects of the game that is playing, and he thinks that what their parents are doing, trying to push the mother over the under the car, and they're talking about this is a game, and it's keep happening, and after the process of the day that happened, they're just started at the morning, and at the end, almost in the afternoon, they're going home, and Artin is kind of repay what he's been taught during the day. I think the authors of the screenplay try to uh, show us the importance of how we have to deal with the children.
Of course, especially perhaps in the times of crisis as well, since the family is going through a lot of economic difficulties, and they're trying to do what I would see grown-up things and dismissing, like you said, the child's needs. So everything is just being a bit more light for him, and that's where the horror and the tragedy of that brilliant ending comes into place. So I was also thinking, because the whole layout, and we follow the whole family through the streets in Iran. So if you could tell us a bit more about the location and where it was shot, and what kind of challenges you must have faced filming on the streets like that.
Yeah, that's the main issue. We shot in Tehran. Tehran is the capital of Iran. It's a crowded city with more than 15 million people running around the city. It's a little bit crowded, and it's hard to film during the day, during the traffic jams, and we almost fought uh, with the people around the uh, street that we were shutting, because we were closing down their stores because of the film. Because it was a scene that at the start of the film, the parents are in front of the stores, as you see. We almost shut down the street, and we were having so many problems with the store owners who were trying to sell things, and we didn't let them to sell because of the shooting. It took a little bit longer than we expected, and this is one of the main issues that we encountered during the shooting.
I imagine, yeah, especially so for that last scene, how, if you could explain to us a little bit more how it happened, how that brilliant cut, we don't know what happened, and it just is so, very gripping. So how did you do with the traffic going so fast and the people around? Was it really difficult then to coordinate the pace of that scene?
The director assistants helped us to kind of close the street, and then coordinated to coordinated the start of the process of coming through the cars that we wanted to kind of come and um, simulate the accident. They have helped us through the process. It was a little bit hard in a city of Tehran, in a kind of city of Tehran that it's a little bit uh, making things complicated to coordinate things in a daylight, and in the middle of the week, not just weekend. We were trying to shoot the film in the daylight and midweek, and all the places are open, and people are trying to reach their destinations, which are their offices, their stores, their houses, everywhere. And they are making them a little bit angry that we are closing down the street. But at the end, we made it. It's a little bit hard, but we made it.
So yeah, that's part of the realism of the short as well, that we're really immersed in the moment, and we can see people going to work, like you say, and getting by with their day. So I'm not surprised you're saying it was quite difficult. So in that sense, because we're so immersed in that moment and the country, I was wondering if you could tell us about how you think the film reflects on Iranian culture.
Could you be more specific about the?
Sure. So, for instance, about how some families, how they would come to this kind of extreme resources and ideas in order to survive and to find ways to support their families. Because the idea of the dad to go through such shocking and extreme ways, it's very scary. And that makes me wonder how many other more families can do that, or what other really scary things can happen there.
I can't tell how many other families or people are thinking the same, but I can make sure that in a country of Iran,
Oh, I'm sorry,
is it
Pooyan,
okay?
yeah, you
Is it
broke.
okay?
Sorry about that. We didn't hear.
No. I just I just wanted to say that in a country of Iran, a country like Iran, that we are facing so many difficulties, such as sanctions, such as I have said, filtering, internet problems, such we have faced uh, in a country that we can transfer money regularly and typically like the other people around the world. Uh, we are facing so many financial difficulties. At this moment, we are in a moment that it is the worst ever economic situation in Iran in a history
Of
because
course.
of the sanctions that brought by US. Uh, and because of that, so many families and so many uh, people around this country are facing immense pressure. They're facing so many unwanted pressure that make them do things that may not be uh, based on their mind, based on the sanity. It's insanity to
Hmm.
do such a thing like the parents are doing in Funfair. But they're doing it because of the pressure, because of the uh, situation they got in. They stuck in. They couldn't travel around the world and immigrate somewhere to live in a more stable place to uh, like your country. But we live in a country that is facing so many extreme problems that maybe other people around the world don't even imagine that
Of
such a
course.
thing happens during the day of the
Hmm.
people, during the day that people are kind of living.
And that's why the short film Funfair was so powerful, because it did really had an impact, at least on me, where I was very shocked and amazed by this level of desperation from families around in Iran. So congratulations again on such wonderful, powerful message.
Thank you.
And we were wondering then what would be next for the production company, if you have any projects lined up at the moment.
This is also it's a little bit surprising that it was my first produced short film.
All
After
right.
this project, I have produced four projects, two this year and two the other years, the past year and the year before that. I have produced Ceremony Night, which was screened in Palm Springs Encounters Film Festival 2019, and Slam Dance and all over the world. After that, I have produced another film named Prophet. We are still trying to distribute the film in the film
Mm-hmm.
festivals, and I have produced two um, internationally co-produced production projects. One of them is a co-production of Iran and Italy, named Sai Chicken. We have recently finished shooting in Iran, and then we are trying to finalize the post-production process. Another project is uh, an, a project co-produced with Iran and Austria, which I have, and other producers uh, finished the post-production process, and we are starting to distribute the film.
Great. Perfect. Well, we're looking forward to discovering them. And thank you again so much for
Sure.
your time. Congratulations on Funfair. And thank you for talking to us today, Pooyan.
Thank you so much for your time and having the time to chat with me.